going. How's it going, guys? Welcome to After Hours, where we already drank quite a bit and we're starting a podcast now. In case you didn't know what the name of the podcast is, it's After Hours.
After when? Hours. Just kidding.
Exactly. After where?
Hours.
After how? Hours.
Heck, most of the
Makes
time.
no sense.
Unless I get a little wild and then I'll go like this and we'll just like come
Sure.
back. Okay.
So we're talking
Hopefully.
about worsts this week. By the way, it's just me, your boy Urian, and Darren. This podcast.
Woo-hoo, AKA Mike.
I mean, our sound guy has work in the morning, so you know, after hours doesn't really portray to the point of people being up too late when they have to be up early.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so the sound guy's kind of sleeping right now. It's great times.
He has excuses though.
Yeah, he's a responsible adult, and
I am not.
well, we are not.
we are not. Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
Right? It's like, oh shit, was that a message?
Is your phone not on silent?
No, it is not.
Asshole.
What the hell? Something from Tinder. Holy shit.
Oh, you're on Tinder? Me too.
Dude, I'm not gonna say anything, but like dumbness. Just turn that off right now. Okay, cool.
What? But what if you match with somebody? What if they messaged you?
They do message me, and it's not good. It's never good.
It's never good. Sure. Okay.
Well, to be honest, sometimes it's good, but it's not always good.
As I was saying earlier, like, I'm kind of glad we don't have a guest this week, only because we're going through a part of areas in terms of anime, music, movies, and games that people probably, like, it's not that they don't want to talk about it, it's just that, you know, like, if they were to be invited to our podcast and then we pick a subject, like, something they would prefer not to talk about, you know, it's not something, I don't know, it's not something they wouldn't prefer to talk about, it's just they have other things they would prefer to talk about.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
literally these are the things at the back of your mind, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, what say you? Well, I can expose it right now. What's your worst of everything? It's like just tell me about the worst experience you've had.
What's your worst movie? What to you? What is the worst movie? To you, what is the worst music? You know, it's. And this is that podcast. This is that episode. This is that episode.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know if the random's gonna be because the random's always random.
Yeah. Like one thing came to mind though is what was your worst restaurant experience?
Oh God.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure we've all had a few of those, but like, God, it was my worst restaurant experience was a date, and it was a date I didn't want to be on, and my server was very perky, but she was very unattended when she wasn't there. So like there was literally like an entire time when I was and this was a very busy restaurant at the time. I don't want to say what the hell it is because I don't want to like start slamming things that were like,
so you
obviously very like
need to step up.
Yeah, no, it's like step up your game. But no, like I didn't want it to be like that. I just didn't want to like call out something that was obviously a pretty good brand. Obviously, is because I went there and I took a date there for the first time, and I ended up having just really bad service on top of a really bad date that was just. And a bad meal at the same time, and it's just like it's a trifecta of like fuck this and get out. So the bad part is that I asked for the check. 45 minutes later, I never even saw my waitress. Like I even asked other waiters where the fuck my waitress was, and they were like, "Yeah, she got your check. She's coming out." And I was like, cool. I was like, dope. And then, like every time I stopped another waiter, it was like, yeah, she's coming with your check right now. And I was like, let me just pay for this and let it end.
Let me give you my money.
It's like, just take my money, please. It's one of those moments. But
sure.
like, it's like, Yeah, but like, take my money, please. Is like that whole thing is like, yeah,
I relate.
yeah, no, but that's usually like
It's more of like a positive thing.
It's a positive thing.
It's like I want this. Take my money.
It's like, please take my money. I want this. It's like, but no, it was like,
it was not so positive.
Yeah, it was more of the, please take my money. I want to get the fuck out of here.
I want out.
I was like, it's like, just let me hit the abort button. But it was great. I don't want to say the girl's name because she's might listen to this someday, and I don't want to slam her either. She's
Doubt
probably,
it.
Yeah, she's probably a great person right now. It's just I didn't match with her, and we both talked about stupid things that we weren't very fond of. And
so, what's her name? I'm just trying.
It's like, I almost said it, and you almost
almost got it. Almost had to bleep something out for the first time.
Oh, that was great. But no, it's like, it's that kind of like sophisticated thought that just brought it out of me. It's kidding.
And this is probably me bringing it up late. If you guys notice things like a little bit cut in any of the episodes, it's because we get pretty swifty. And again, you know, Swifty actually comes from the cartoon
Rick and Morty.
But I use it as a euphemism for getting pretty drunk.
Yeah, for getting chocolate wasted.
And so, you know, whenever I say Swifty, it's that's the term that I use for getting pretty drunk, because it just sounds cooler and not so much like I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. It's like, shut the front door.
Exactly. And, and again, I don't promote people getting drunk, but I don't condemn it.
Yeah. All right. Well, so how about you? What is your worst restaurant experience?
So the one that comes to mind is when I was 3 years old. No, that's a lie. It was either 4 or 5 years old. I was on a field trip, and I got food poisoning at a fast food restaurant, and I've only eaten at that restaurant once since then, because I look at that sign, I look at that restaurant, and I think,
does it just start to
food
boil?
poisoning? Like, I eat there, I'm gonna throw up. You know?
So it's got emotional scarring.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just like, oh gosh, no, I cannot deal with this.
God, that's the best type of scarring too. Restaurant is scarring. Hurts the reviews for years. It's great.
But another bad experience, only because I missed out on an opportunity, is when I went to California in general with friends, and we were at Six Flags, right? And on one of the rides, I lost my glasses, which I guess is a common occurrence for me lately.
Yeah, apparently. Jesus.
So I don't lose glasses often. It happens every 5 years.
Which is a long 5 years.
in which I am forced to take another eye exam, which they tell me to take every 2 years. So, maybe it's a good thing. Anyways.
It's like hashtag hidden blessings. It's fucked up. I don't even know if that's a hashtag.
Hidden blessings. That's a good one. I'm gonna hashtag this podcast with that. But I was eating at a restaurant after the fact that I lost my glasses with friends, and I was having this really delicious burger. It had avocado in it,
Gross.
Bacon,
Delicious.
mustard, and all the essentials I have to have in a burger for myself. Anyway, so I keep saying anyways so much. Anyways, I just every time I say anyways, I think of Nacho Libre. So anyways. Our server was pretty cute, and I could see that without my glasses. But apparently, she was giving me the moves with her subtleties, I guess, and I couldn't tell because I couldn't see those subtleties.
Because you lost the glasses.
Because I lost my glasses. And, after we left the restaurant, everyone was like, "Hey, Urian, you realize that server was hidden on you, right?" I'm like, "What? There's no way." Like, I couldn't see shit. Like, she was cute, but I couldn't see anything at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can make out a face. And I'm like, all right.
Wait, are you nearsighted or farsighted?
I am
mid-sighted. What the fuck?
I am no sighted.
Damn, you're just blind.
Yeah, I've had glasses since I was 3 years old.
Jeebus. Holy Jesus.
So
I don't want to say the religious version of that, but yeah.
But you said God?
No, I said Jeebus.
No, I mean, but previously you were just like God.
No, I said, oh God. That's an expression. That's not stupid. I mean, that is stupid. That's good stuff.
Anyways.
You know what's flipping crazy is that you got a poster of Santa Claus behind you, and he's giving me more eye contact than you are.
I'm not wearing my glasses, by the way.
It's hilarious.
Just so you know, it's late at night.
Like
my prescription glasses are currently sunglasses.
Yeah, and with those sunglasses, at least I could imagine that you're staring at me. But the Santa Claus has got you got.
My roommate owns a giant Coca-Cola. What do you call that?
Christmas themed
poster, like the giant cardboard posters that you see in like windows of shops and stuff, right?
Yeah, he's a marketer. He sets up Coca-Cola displays, and one of the displays is Santa Claus holding a Coke bottle.
Sure, yeah, and it's just sitting behind me in my new area where I just recently got my bookshelf, and I really like this area and don't want it to leave ever.
Yeah. Hopefully we can find a setup for these mics, though. Like, the way we got it set up right now is a little precarious, to say the least.
No, yeah, I'll figure something out, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll probably get like a shelf for this area, and that way we just have the mics off of it. We can talk about this later.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Anyways.
So you had two for your worst experience.
But, like, one was both were two different reasons for why they were the worst experiences. Yeah. One was because I couldn't.
To be honest, most of my most of my restaurant experiences have been like fairly good. Like I can't say that like for a majority of the time I haven't. I mean, yeah, there's been like poor, like lesser performances, but like in the like since I work in the industry, like it's hard for me to be like. It's like, yeah, that's
like, come on, guys. No, I feel like because I've worked in the industry, I'm more like
you see more of like
you see what's going on wrong. You know, like they shouldn't have done that. This should have been this way.
Yeah,
but
to be honest,
at the same time, it's like I understand.
Yeah, like a little bit of background. Urian has worked in the food industry, and so have I. I currently still do work in the food industry, and I look at every situation in the food industry like, hey, if I was in this position and I was having a crappy day, would I go about it in this way? And it's hard for me to say no sometimes. So for me to say that this was a bad situation, yeah, it was a bad situation in the sense that this girl looked like she was fine. She just literally didn't attend to us the entire time.
She was just bad at her job.
The funny thing is that she looked like she was a perky person and that she was keeping up with the tables and she was like doing everything properly, but it took her 45 minutes to bring me the check after I asked for it, and I was like mad that the other servers wouldn't just be like, hey, let me grab your check, I'll give you the tip instead. It's like, it literally looked like they just wanted me to have like they were just trying to keep me at the damn table, which I don't even know how that like becomes positive for the business.
I understand. Food number,
obviously. Guest number.
Guest number.
Which is that might become a thing on this damn podcast. Great.
So what do you want to talk about first in terms of worst? I rhymed.
For first, I would say anime because that's the hardest subject for me.
The worst anime you've ever seen?
Yes.
Holy
the worst
shit.
anime
That's
you've ever seen.
that is a pretty hard one. I agree.
Like, because I've seen, like, to be honest, I can tell you what I'm not a fan of right now. It's most isekai and like slice of life kind of things.
Slice of life?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like,
For viewers, listeners.
Well,
For listeners who don't know.
for listeners who don't know what anime is, like, animes follow a lot of different storylines. And a slice of life is literally just like day-to-day interactions in a cartoon. And that's kind of like just following like maybe a romance story or a comical story or like these are the hardships of the day kind of story. Mm-hmm. I don't like that because I like literally I think I live them and I don't want to watch them.
I don't want to relate.
And I want like yeah. That's I mean, but that's the draw for a lot of people is that they want to relate to something. And I feel like in a lot of different things I've related to like music and like sports a lot more. And since I already have those outlets, I don't need anime to be one of those things.
Sure.
So
I get that.
I can
understand that.
I can like cut out that entire genre altogether. But not the worst anime I've ever seen. So I can deal with like slice of life kind of stuff because I mean obviously there's like sometimes humor, like relatable things you can like literally just get yourself into.
Yeah. It's like that was hilarious.
And that's the draw to it. But
yeah,
the worst anime I've ever seen, and I don't even know if it's anime, but it's anime called Shin-chan.
Shin-chan. I think that counts as anime. Actually.
It is like technically it's Japanese animated, but yeah.
You don't like Shin-chan,
it was Shin-chan was hilarious. It was something I watched a lot when I was a kid, but it's still not something I like in the sense that it was like the comedy was too direct. Like it was unlikable to the point where it was like, oh yeah, it's like it's one of those. It's to me it relates to that funny kid in class. It's like to that kid in class who you think was like, oh yeah, he's hilarious, but he's like way too obvious. He's trying way too hard. So it makes it not funny. And then it's just like, God damn it. I mean, even that one was like poorly drawn. And it was just like, you saw the punchline coming. You saw the joke set up. You saw everything. And it's just like, okay, well, like, you're giving it away everything for free. And it's just like,
I got to be honest. I've never seen Shin-chan. I've seen like it like on like the Toonami or Cartoon Network, like the Adult Swim type of thing.
Yeah.
Going on, I'm like, oh, like the animation didn't draw me in.
Yeah, the animation. Yeah,
is one of the reasons why I never watched it. So I can't have like a correct opinion about it.
Well, to me, like my friends loved it. Like my buddies used to like be like, oh yeah, well, not to like downplay them, but like they liked a lot of different things. They liked a lot of different types of comedy, and they drew me into a lot of new things that I didn't think I was gonna be interested in. But Shin-chan just wasn't one of those things. It was literally like it was one of those really, really super unrefined things that a lot of people can find really hilarious because it's super relatable, super funny. It's like all the stuff being said, just all of it could be. I can see how people would love it, but it wasn't funny to me. It wasn't funny, and since it wasn't funny, and then it was poorly drawn, it was just unappealing to me. But I watched it.
Yeah. I hate to do this.
Yeah.
I know we like made the whole thing, and I've thought about it. I've really thought about it. I don't think I've ever seen an anime I don't like.
Really?
Because when I'm looking for an anime to watch, I thoroughly vet it. You know, like, I'm like, what do the reviews say? What did people have to say about it? And then I read up on like what it's about, not like the storyline, you know, but like, am I gonna enjoy watching this?
What
personally?
about the second part of Soul Eater?
There's a second part?
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched it all the way up to where he mastered the demon inside his body, like playing the piano and shit, right?
That's how far you got? Jesus Christ, dude, there was so much more after that. Much more after that.
And then there was that part where the girl was fighting that one thing. I haven't seen that shit in like so long,
dude.
But
Soul Art was such a great series. Like the original Soul Art, not this thing that.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Okay, yes.
So
I can actually say that Soul Art, the last half of Soul Art,
Soul Eater.
Well, you said Soul Eater. There's Soul Eater, but you mentioned Sword Art, and you reminded me of the
Sword Art. Yeah.
Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
SOA. You reminded me of the second part. I did not like the second part.
The gun one?
Yeah.
Or was that the fairy one?
No, the fairy one's after the gun one.
Yeah, but isn't that the second part?
Second part is the gun one, yes.
No, isn't the second part the fairy one?
No, the fairy part's the third one. Well, it still counts as season 2. It's all season 2, right? But, the first part of season 2, I did not like.
No, I thought the first Soul Art was that main story where
so the first season of Sword Art is.
I thought the first arc of that story was like literally like him overcoming the entire programmer. These are spoilers, by the way. But how he becomes better than the creator of he becomes better than the creator who is also a player of the game, and then after that it just SOA becomes the online generator, and that generator makes a lot of different types of games.
Made a whole bunch of different types of games, and then there was the gun game.
Yeah, that one of them was a gun game. But the story after Sword Art Online was the fairy tale one, right?
Yeah, but there was an in between where it talked about the gun game. Where the guy was actually killing people.
Wait, is this where one of those things where like the third story is the one in the middle?
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, because it came out after the goddamn fairy tale.
It didn't come out after this fairy, because I didn't know about. I was watching it in chronological order, right? It was like Sword Art Online.
Yeah, but that's your problem. It's like you watched it in the intent that they wanted you to watch it, but the fact is that the fairy tale one came out right after SOA.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
I mean, we'll have to look this up later, but the part where Kiriko is in the gun game is my least favorite anime part.
You don't like the girl dual wielding P90s? The fuck? What's wrong?
I mean, there's also a spin-off of the gun game.
Is there?
In SOA? Yeah, there's. And I really enjoyed that. I really like that.
No, I still think it's funny that he could he's over here like, oh yeah, well I'm like one of the best players, and I only use his stagger. It's like, what the fuck? You know what that reminds me of? Call of Duty players.
That's all right.
It's like, I got this dagger.
I have a friend named Steve. He used to play airsoft in Phoenix, because they had airsoft arenas and everything.
Yeah.
And he used to work at one, and his favorite thing to do was use the knife. He just sneak up on people and just because apparently that's a thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I get it. It just cracks me up.
So this is my favorite thing to use. Yeah. And so, I guess that's anime, because there's not many anime I don't like that I've seen. You know.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love the cutesy anime too, like High School Rumble, or
never seen it.
Or what's the other high school one where the girl pretends to be a boy?
Don't know it.
Yeah,
really don't.
People are gonna hate me for this. But yeah, I like those. I like the really dramatic ones.
I think the only thing I've seen with high school in it is High School High.
High School High.
Dude, that thing was amazing. They fucking they had zombies, they had the apocalypse, they had real world scenarios.
High School of the Dead.
Yes, that's the one. High School of the Dead. That was a good one, and like where they literally like detonated a nuke in the sky, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, why'd they do that?" It's like, so
Every time I watch that one though, like somebody walks in at the wrong part. I'm like, this is not what it's about.
yeah, dude.
And then people just like making animes like, we're gonna put this in here, just like get people watching.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
But I was watching it because you said zombies.
No, that's what the hell do they call that?
Hentai?
No,
I'm just joking.
No, there's a term for it. It's like the hell is it? Gratuitous, like something, blah blah blah.
I don't know what to call it. I need another drink though. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I guess break for a second.
So we're back, and I'm back with scotch, and it is called Glen Morangi. Morangi. I'm not exactly sure how to say it. It's Glen something. Glen. I'm gonna do it slowly. Glen More and Guy. Gie. It's G-I-E. It's a Scotch. Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. And I'm pouring this bowl some.
Yeah, and to be honest, we're trying to. I don't know if this is about true for Urian as much as me. I'm trying to get used to Scotch a little more because I do want to taste a little more of it.
I am actually kind of used to Scotch.
I mean, that's why I said this is true for me because I want to get used to it. I've been like thinking about going into like a whiskey and a Scotch tasting course and just like trying to refine my palate to the finer notes of it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, like I want to do that. Like it interests me.
And this we actually activated the moment of Dink It with Darren.
Oh shit! Sounds gravy. That is so damn smooth. I'm not even gonna lie. That is ridiculous.
That is pretty good. Not the best Scotch I've had.
No, not the best Scotch, but
a pretty damn close one.
No, like the only thing I can't knock it for is it like if you're a person that doesn't like an entire mouthful, like an entire mouth feel to it, it doesn't do that for you.
No,
like
it doesn't.
It's that's what I mean by smooth. It's like it has like a really good draw, goes straight down. You could taste all like everything it comes in contact with. Great flavor through it. Just doesn't give you a good mouth coating.
You can definitely tell it's a Highland though. It's got that real smoky flavor to it.
It does. It really does. Like that's well, technically that's what they say that's what peat is inside of it, is that it gives it that smoky flavor. I'm not sure how true that is or not, but
you know, we're not Scotch experts.
We're not Scotch experts.
We're not here to tell you like, oh, this is how it is, and you better believe it.
Yeah,
you better believe it. But no, it's
Don't trust us. We take our shots. Oh, we take our drink out of normal glasses. Dude, have you seen the weird glasses that people use for these things?
Sometimes.
Yeah, like, oh, dude, I kind of wanted to grab those. I forget what they're called. Like they're the newer versions of the. Damn, I can't even remember what the hell the original one's called. But they're like flute glasses for like champagne, but they're like small, so that you can drink like Scotch out of them. Huh. But this one's a newer one where it's literally
like this.
No,
but
not
smaller.
But it's more like a flute shape.
Flute. How do you mean flute? Like
it's kind of thin. No, like have you seen a champagne flute? Where it's like skin, like it's got.
It's got
about like a.
It's really, like this, but like way thinner.
Yeah, like it's got a narrow opening, and then it like opens up into a bigger canal at the bottom. Mm-hmm. But it's something for whiskey, and I forget what the newer version of it is called, but it's a double-walled glass that's like you're holding the glass, but it's double-walled. Well, not double-walled, but it's like a bubble that the glass sits in. So that it has that flute shape in the middle, but you're not actually touching the liquid that's inside of it. So your hand doesn't warm the liquid inside of it.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like with beer bottles, you're supposed to hold the end, the top part of it so that you don't use your hands to warm up the glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this thing's double walled. That's the weird part about it. It's like you're literally shaping a bubble to make a glass.
So that you don't warm it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. That's interesting. I've never seen that or heard of that. But I'm interested to.
I kind of like. I really like.
I'm interested in this.
No, I heard it. It's at least a $30 glass per glass, and I kind of want to get some so that we can like test stuff out of it.
Heck yeah.
For moments like these. I mean, obviously, like we're a little unrefined.
We're always unrefined.
Oh, dude, this is after hours. None of this is refined. Good times.
Okay, so
But
we just did anime. We're having some scotch, and now we're talking about movies, because I'm sure we've all have that one movie where we're like, hell no. I'm not watching that again. In fact, I have 3 of them.
You know what? I'll let you go first because I gotta think of one of my worst.
Okay.
Because I haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of movies that I didn't like, and I gotta think of one.
Okay. First movie, Avatar: Last Airbender, directed and shot by M. Night Shyamalan. I've seen it just to see like what the hype was about not liking it. I understand. You were right. Everyone was right.
God, that movie
was so bad.
You see, that was such a bad movie that I forgot that I watched that movie in the anticipation of that being a good movie. And to like, oh, it was so hyped too. Like M. Night Shyamalan was.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. Like up until that point, I really liked all of M. Night Shyamalan's movies. Like I love the Signs.
The Village. Oh my God, The Village was great.
Like, The Village had like a lot of mixed reviews, but I enjoyed it. I liked
Sense?
it. Sixth Sense. The Blair Witch Project.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was his start, and then it was The Sixth Sense.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
But
It's
yeah,
amazing. But yeah, I hate that movie.
up until the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, like he was doing pretty good for himself.
Like, he had a great name until he took on that horrible concept.
I think the problem with that movie was that they tried to fit too much all into one movie.
Dude, they really did.
They tried to fit the whole first season of that
they
thing.
tried to put like, okay, so if nobody knows about like The Last Airbender, they tried to fit 3 books into one movie, which is about, I don't know, roughly like, what is that? Like 36 hours into 3 hours?
No, they didn't even do 3 hours. It was like an hour and a half.
Oh, damn. Okay, so they tried to fit like 36 hours. Yeah, 36 hours of content into an hour and a half.
Like Sokka wasn't funny.
Oh God,
like that was the worst part.
No,
I have to say.
Yeah, the entire like story development just sucked, and it was like, oh yeah,
there was so much going on so fast, and it just like didn't. Click.
Yeah, the people that knew the story hated it. Because literally, it moved way too fast.
Yeah, I think we were like in the second season.
Like this could have like.
I think we were in the middle of the second season of.
No, like this, like the last.
Did it come out after The Last Airbender ended?
Yeah, it came out like a year and a half after. Well, it came out way after it ended, because it was like it had to be.
That was so long ago though, like when it ended.
But like. This is one of those things that could have been like it had such a strong cult following that it could have been like you could have turned one book into one movie, and it could have been 5 movies, and it would. Well,
one book could have been 5 movies. Yeah.
No. Like one book, like okay, one book could have been one movie, and no, then, but like
that's what he did though. Like he made the first book into a whole movie.
That's what he didn't.
That's what he did. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Like it ended at the North Pole. That movie.
That was the end of the second season, though.
That was the end of the first season.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy Jesus! The show's been so long ago that I don't remember like I thought I did. I guess, but yeah, I mean, they could have that could have been like it had such a cult following. That could have been such a great series.
Like, and even like M. Night Shyamalan cut out the Kyoshi Warriors entirely, even though they were his favorite part about Avatar.
Yeah. The Kyoshi Warriors. Oh my god. Dude, there were so many elements to that story that could have just, you could have had, like, this could have been series upon series upon series, and it just,
like, this movie could have been like, they should have just, I don't know. There was a lot wrong with this movie. That's all I have to say. One of my worst movies. Number 2 worst movie.
could have been Marvel Comics style, just fucking all the way through it. Like 20, like, what the hell's Marvel got? Like 24 movies up until Endgame?
20, I think it's 22.
Okay.
22, including Endgame and all the other ones.
Infinity War and Endgame? Okay.
Yeah.
So, it could have been that style. Like, it could have been, like, people would have followed it all the way up until then because it had such a big following.
Yeah, I agree. Second worst movie, Jennifer's Body.
I gotta disagree.
I hate that movie with a passion. It made me feel ugly inside, is what that movie made me feel.
Why?
I don't know. I watched that movie, I'm like, this movie disgusts me. I hate this movie.
No, okay, so I went, like, first time I saw that movie, I saw it, and I was like, I'm gonna hate this movie, but I'm gonna watch it because my friends want to watch it. And then I watched it, and then it was like, it just had such a big, like, it had so many, like, you thought it was gonna be this way, but it's not. And I was like, okay, cool. And then it was just like, it had so many, like, at the time, it was like, it had so many gotcha moments that it was like, I was okay with it. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't the best movie. It was just like, I was okay with it. I didn't hate it. I went into it with really low expectations and came out, like, with an okay version of it.
Sure. I always go into a movie with no expectations. I mean, obviously I have some expectations of movies, but, you know, like, I go in there as much as I can and be like, all right, I'm going to judge this movie.
That was Megan Fox, right?
Yeah, it was Megan Fox.
Okay.
And Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
Seyfried? Doesn't matter.
One of the ways.
I mean, it matters.
But either, and I think they did a horrible way of, like, masking her actual beauty. This is like, oh yeah, hide under some glasses and some red hair.
Right?
It's like,
okay. She's still pretty.
I was like, she's still, I was like, like, I think that's the hard part of, like, Hollywood is, like, trying to mask a beautiful face.
Sure.
It's like, I mean, obviously you're trying to portray somebody as, like, ugly up front and then beautiful at the end. Mm-hmm. And it's a little hard to, like, you want to pick somebody that's naturally beautiful because you want them to end up beautiful at the end.
Mm-hmm. But it's hard to, like, make them
it's hard to cover that up.
And then my third least worst movie, I had 3. I said I had 3, right?
Yeah.
Our Last Avenger, Jennifer's Body. I had another one. Did you think of one yet?
No, I haven't thought of one. I can't say I've watched this movie at all. But I fell asleep on it because it was pissing me off and boring, and I was forced to watch it. It was Sex in the City, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna piss off a lot of people.
Sex in the City?
The Sex in the City movie pissed me off. I mean, like,
I've never seen it, so I can't say anything on it.
Okay, so this is like at the turn of the millennium, where like feminism was like being like brought forward in this really obscure way, where it was hey, let's just force men into this corner, and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to watch that because obviously I'm a male.
I don't want to be forced into the corner.
I was like, I don't want to be forced in the corner, but I'm being forced to watch this movie, so I just fell asleep, and I didn't really watch the movie, and I literally fell asleep in the first like 15 minutes of it, and I was just like, I already know what this movie's about. I don't want to watch it. And I just fell asleep to it, and I was like, crap. That kind of sucked. That might need to be cut because that's probably going to piss a lot of people off.
No, it's not getting cut. You know, it's your truth.
I mean, but
it's fine. It's fine. Like,
okay,
like people have their opinions of things.
I mean,
you have the right to not like Sex in the City.
The movie.
The movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I remember my third.
okay.
It was called The Last Unicorn. It was a cartoon movie, and it had the worst music ever. Like
Yeah.
I listened to it, and I was just like, couldn't they get people who could sing? I'm like, this guy is monotoning this whole song.
Was this a dry read of the song?
I'm just astounded that like people are like, all right, yeah, this is good. We're gonna ship this in mass.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh god. So yeah.
No, you just saying that reminded me of two movies. Literally two movies.
Sure.
Okay. Oh god, I forgot the first one. Damn it. How did that go so quickly? Probably because I'm Swifty. But one of them was the
That rhymed.
no, I can't remember which Amazing Spider-Man it was.
Number one was with things.
Toby Keith. Or what the hell is his name?
Well, the first trilogy was with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
You don't like Tobey Maguire?
No, I do. I liked all the ones he was in. But the other one
The Amazing Spider-Man was Andrew Garfield.
yeah, the second one that he did, I didn't like that one. I can't remember why.
That was
Just remind me a little bit of the story.
It was one with Jamie Foxx and the one guy who goes crazy in Chronicle. That movie. It was
Chronicle.
Chronicle's a found footage movie type of thing where these teenagers find a UFO. They go in, they get special powers, and then one of them goes crazy with power.
Oh, okay. The guy that like turns into the. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that was.
I feel like it did actually a really good synopsis of that movie.
That was such a good movie. Oh my god, dude, that movie overshadowed the living shit out of Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh my god.
But yeah, Green Goblin. He plays Spider-Man's best friend, the guy who goes crazy in that movie. Plays
Really?
Spider-Man's best friend in the Amazing Spider-Man
Yeah,
2.
I remember that. Actually, I remember that being one of the headlines. But the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I just didn't like it. I remember that's when he had like his fall off. Like a lot of people didn't like him in that. I remember not liking him in that. I don't remember exactly why.
One thing I noticed people saying about both Spider-Mans at that time was that Andrew Garfield had the wit of Spider-Man, but he didn't have the smarts. And then Tobey Maguire had the smarts, but he didn't have the wit of Spider-Man.
That, and they also had the problem with him like developing the thing. Like it wasn't a thing that the web wasn't an extremity of his
of his actual powers. Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
He made that.
He made the extremity, and then
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's the way you make it more realistic instead of saying, "Oh yeah, well this is a part of his body."
Yeah.
Because like if it's a part of his body,
Like,
his suit's covering it. The fuck?
It's like, how's he doing though?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But my favorite iteration of Spider-Man is probably the new ones with the British kid.
I forget his name.
The British kid. I fucking love him, man. He's a
Iron Man is understudy.
I love his interviews. I love the way he just like plays everything off. Have you seen that dance
Dude,
where he does with
the
dance he does with where he's like cross dressed and doing like the umbrella song, you know, like under my umbrella, Ella. And he's like dancing in the rain, and he's yeah, dude, it's just like what's his name?
Oh God.
Does it start with an M or does it start with a T? Is his name
no
Tom Holland?
Yes, Tom Holland. Jesus, you had to say his name and I remember. Was it a T or is it an M? No two letters anywhere else. You got such a great distance between those.
It's T-U-M, all right? I got his last letter first, and then... Anyways, yeah, no,
But other than that, I mean...
I gotta tell you, though, when...
To be honest, I haven't seen too many movies that I don't like. Like, because I can find reason to like a lot of different movies.
Heck yeah.
But
Did you like the movie I showed you last weekend?
what movie? What the hell was it? It was
Definitely Maybe.
Definitely Maybe. I did actually. I mean, I saw like this is the problem with me is I analyze a lot of like the start of a movie and then I just watch it play out and I'm like, oh yeah, like I end up seeing what I envisioned to happen in front of my eyes, and it's just like, oh yeah, well I could have predicted that. But the funny thing is like I don't have just like, obviously I just don't have like one set prediction about this story. I have like multiple iterations of the story that just like, oh yeah, well it could go down this path, it could go down this path. And then I developed that so much that I just literally watch it play out in front of my eyes, and sometimes it's amazing. Like the things that I'm most amazed about is that the way the director and the actors act out, like the way the director takes it and the way the actors act it out. And that's what amazes me. Not so much in the sense that
you don't know where the story's going.
Yeah,
and you're surprised.
Well, no. Yeah, like I'm to be honest, I'm very rarely caught off by how a story goes, because I think of like all these stupid iterations of how the story could go, and then I just see one of them play out, and I'm just like, okay, cool. It was like, well, it acted out this way. It was like, that's fine, but I'm more interested. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are like the same that way as well.
Like they're more interested in the way that they didn't see it play out.
No. The way they no, because I don't think I'm the only one that does this. I don't think I'm the only one that says, hey, this is starting out this way. It could branch out in this many directions, and then you just kind of watch it play out in those different directions. The amazing part isn't that it goes in one of the directions you see it go. It's that how the director takes it in that way, and then how the actors play it out. Yeah, and it's like, that's the amazing part. You can respect talent, you can respect direction, and you can respect the idea behind it, and
the storytelling,
and like a little bit like, obviously there's misdirection the entire time. Yeah, in the story, so it's just like, damn good way to tell a story. It's like, and growing up, that's all I had was literally like, growing up there was only stories. And I love stories. I love stories, and just watching one that's a great way. So I kind of have a qualm when I say I have a bad story told to me.
Sure, I get that. Okay, so what should we go next? Games or music?
I would say music.
Music?
Yeah,
sure. What's the
I only
worst?
say music because I know you don't have a music one. I think you have the same qualms I have about movies as that you have about music, because you're a little more connected to music. Okay. And I'm a little more connected to storytelling.
Sure. I can tell you the worst music genre that I dislike.
Exactly.
It's like mariachi music. Is my least favorite music.
That's so passionate.
No, I get that. I can see the passion. I'm not taking it away from anybody, right? Like, this is me. This is personal. My mom dated a guy, a Mexican guy, for a minute. I really didn't like him, and all he listened to was mariachi music. So whenever I listen to mariachi music, I relate it to him. and so like, it's just the thing that like, I hear it and I feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And that's just a fact, you know?
Yeah.
And that's my worst music genre. But like, if I were to like pick a song from there that I don't like I couldn't, you know?
That's fair. That's really fair, because like that's obviously a style that you don't like. I'm not trying to say you're not.
I'm not saying it's like,
you're biased to anything,
I'm biased on it.
I mean, you're biased towards like mariachi music, but like,
obviously that's the whole reason, and that's the whole thing of opinion, is that you're biased on something. But if I were to say a song A
No.
song. I
Okay,
don't
so
like.
my question is
Uh-huh.
like, well, not question, but like, do you have a problem with like Medicone music, and like what do you call it? What the hell is it? It's not just mariachi is just like
That's
that's a
whole
subsection. But, like,
of that, yeah.
is it like all Mexican music?
I can listen to some, but like when it's got like the horns, like type of thing, and it's just like that's the type of music. I know that. Was that racist? Was that too racist?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. But you know, like I hear that, and it just like clicks. I'm like, this is that one
Like,
guy.
oh, fuck this.
This is my mom's ex-boyfriend, and it's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna enjoy this.
Yeah. You have a predetermined.
like I've heard.
You have a prejudice toward it.
I've heard music sung in Spanish, and you know I don't dislike it. You know, like there's an artist Caliuchis. I fucking love her music.
Dude, there's so many like.
The-
Yeah, that was my point. Is like are you able to listen to like other like Mexican music?
I can
Like, there's some Mexican music.
I can.
Yeah.
But it can't have that certain oomph.
That vibe to it.
that oomph that mariachi music brings to it.
There's a certain vibe to it that like,
Yeah.
brings you discomfort.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what that is to me? Fucking country music. To be honest.
Oh God.
Country music-
Last
No,
episode,
okay,
country music
okay.
was my top 3 genres.
You know what? You know what sucks though?
What's that?
Is that most like it's not even for a really valid or like really great sustainable reason like yours. It's just that everybody that I know listened to country growing up, and I just didn't like it. It was one of those like nowadays I can get into it, like Taylor Swift and those what the hell is it? There's a few other chicks that do it.
Dixie Chicks.
No. Fuck that. See, what the hell is wrong with you?
You said chicks. They were the
But
first
anyway.
people that came to mind.
You said chicks. Go with the Dixie Chicks. Goddamn.
Chicks.
But no, like
Miranda Lambert.
no. Shut up.
Do you want me to just keep
But
naming off
no.
Dolly Parton?
No, shut up. Jesus Christ. But throw me on every bus. Jesus. But no, it was like
Taylor Swift's a guilty pleasure.
No,
man.
I should have I should have no. She's not even that bad. But
She
it's just no, I wouldn't even consider her a country singer at this point. She's a pop singer. Right?
Currently, she's a pop singer. Yes,
Yeah, she's a pop singer.
but she
Oh,
was
okay.
a country singer.
She was. But it was just no. Like growing up everybody listened to like either Brooks and Dunn, John Denver, or like fucking
To the place I belong.
yeah, exactly. Everybody listened to that. And it just got it into my skin like after after time hearing that all the time.
Time
I was
after
just
time's
like,
one too. That's a song.
Exactly.
But-
time after time.
But yeah, no, I get it.
No, it was just literally like one of those things where you hear it so much you start to like develop a stigma towards it, and it's just like stop doing that. And then it's just be like, really stop doing that. And to me it was just one of those things. It was literally like everybody listened to it, and I was getting annoyed. I liked listening to what my dad listened to. It was a lot of technically what's nowadays classical rock.
Quote unquote classic rock.
Yeah, it's
In other words, just rock.
yeah, just rock and roll. But no, yeah, classic rock was what I grew up on, and then country music. I mean, my dad loved country music too. We listened to a lot of different country musics. I would say I definitely have a lot of country songs that I love.
Yeah,
And
as most people do, but don't.
But it's one of those genres I can't be like, I love this genre. It's like this is it's a heartfelt thing where I'm like, I gotta be torn between like it's a love and hate scenario where it's like I love a lot of the songs, but I also hate the entire genre. But it's I think that's also my feelings towards like some of the classical music, and it's just like I love some, like I really love a lot of the classical music, and I just fucking hate the rest of it because some of like a lot of the really like more pronounced classical music I really love, like everybody else does, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I can't sit through 11 hours of somebody's fucking classical, and I'm just like, why am I sitting through 11 hours of this? And one of the, I mean, I hate to bring this up, but like one of the most recent classical musics that I've been introduced to was within a show, I don't even know if it's an anime because he was American, but he was a Asian person. His name was Monty Oum. He passed away about like 5 years ago, but he introduced a show called RWBY, which is pronounced Ruby.
Ruby. Yes.
Yeah. And he
my little brother watches that all the time. Well, he did until the season ended.
But,
he watched it. Yes.
But it was the first season of that was comprised to an entire opera. And the opera, like I love that entire opera because it comprised a lot of classical notes and then also rock and roll, and then it also later on and started to incorporate rap, and then incorporated techno, and then incorporated a lot of different genres. But it was like comprised in an entire classical way, where it was like it was a storytelling in song that comprised itself all the way to the end, which was amazing. I loved it. It was
yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people look into that, is that they see just the anime.
Yeah.
And they just see the opening theme song. But they don't see that the theme song has expanded into this entire chorus of like a 9-hour symphony, or 11-hour symphony in this case.
Sure.
That is just amazing.
No,
and
yeah.
when
I'll have to watch that anime actually to fully understand what you're talking about.
I think the entire symphony is longer than the goddamn series. Which is weird.
One of the animes I liked that were really about music was Urian April. And I'm pretty sure that's not an anime you would probably watch.
But we're not talking about like things we like right now.
No, I know, but you were talking about music in terms of anime and just
Dude, I expanded on one thing that I hated into one thing I liked, and I think that worked for me. But you can't just talk about something you like.
Asshole.
See, I expanded on my things.
Fine. Are we moving on?
We are moving on because I only had two, and I didn't. I really only had two. Yeah. In all honesty, I don't try to offend the Sex and the City people, but like, fucking,
you don't have to bring it up again. I mean, you don't like
dude,
it, dude. You don't like it.
To be honest,
that's fine.
I don't like it.
That's fine. Like, you don't have to like it. It's not meant for you.
It's not. It wasn't meant for me, and I watched it.
It's not meant for you. It's like you don't have to like it. Like, you don't have to be like afraid of offending people.
No, that was the weird thing. No, seriously, that was the weird thing. It's like I said I fell asleep in the first 15 minutes. Lie. It was an probably like an hour and 15 minutes into the movie that I fell asleep.
Sure.
I watched quite a bit of it, and I was just like,
nah.
I was like, why am I watching this? Honestly, as a guy, why was I watching this? It's
I don't
probably
know.
because
I've never watched it.
To be honest, it's literally probably because I was raised by a lot of females, and there wasn't a lot of male presence when I was growing up. The only male presence I really had was like they were super male, and
I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man's man. Like, to be honest, my I won't go into that right now. Fuck that. This is just a movie thing. This is just a movie thing.
Sure.
You know what? This is just a movie thing. We're not going to go into that right now. But like, I watched a lot of this movie and I ended up falling asleep on it. Probably close to the end. I hope that was close to the end. If that was half the movie,
it's a 2.5 hour movie.
goddamn.
I have no clue, but sure. Okay. Last segment of the show.
I don't think this is the last segment.
Yeah, we did anime, movie, music. We're on to games.
Games. Oh, okay.
Where's the games? I want you to go first because I have to actually think about this one.
Are we doing 1 or 3?
Whatever you feels best.
Okay, I can do 2.
Okay.
So, first one, very, very obvious first one. Home Alone 2 game. Wasn't anything it literally had nothing to do with the movie.
Home
Alright. If any Home Alone 2.
I'm sorry, that one just cracks me up. I would never think to play that one. Yeah. Okay.
Home Alone 2 had to deal with the movie. Did not follow any of the storyline. It had the characters from the storyline in it, but it didn't.
Sure, the 2 fake cops and the kid?
Yeah. Had Marv, Harry, both of them. They were literally like things that you would face at the end of every level. Almost every level. But
you defeat them at the end.
But like you didn't go through the goddamn story the way that it roughly followed the movie storyline.
Emphasis on rough.
Yeah, emphasis on super rough. Because like you started in the hotel, then you went to the streets, then you went to the park, and then you came back to the motel or the hotel.
Yeah.
Or the I think it was the opera house. And then like at the end it was just such a weird story because you literally had to like there was there was instructions with the damn game, but I didn't read them, and that probably would have helped more than anything. But I was a kid.
I was reading instructions.
I didn't want to read instructions. I didn't want to read this 20-page pamphlet about how I'm supposed to play the game before I play it. But
yeah,
that probably would have helped in the storytelling of it. But like literally the entire way through it, it was just weird. It was just weird. Like, literally vacuums were killing you. Throwing luggage was killing you. Apples that were thrown across the screen were killing you. Or...
That's how I'd die.
Dude, it was just like, literally like, sometimes the things that were thrown at you were good things, and you had to like decide that in a heartbeat. And if you didn't read the pamphlet like I did... the things that were thrown at you could either damage you or give you something. So it was like, oh yeah, slice of pizza thrown at you. Oh, that gives you health. But a luggage thrown at you obviously hurts you.
Dead.
Dead right now.
Gone.
Yeah. And then there was like birds and the very last scene, and then you like, oh yeah, well I'm protected by the dove lady, and you think that that's gonna help you. Doves flying across the screen, bam, hits you. You're dead.
What
the hell? It's like
birds are on my side.
It's like working with me. It's like we're on the same side, bro. But at that point, and then it shits on you.
Hell yeah. Like my brother's car.
That's the messed up part. Is that if it flew past you and it didn't hit you, it would shit on you.
That's good luck. That's good luck, though.
Bro, it was good luck, but like damage points, HP, man, HP. It's all about that. If it's negative HP, it's bad.
So you said you had 2.
That was
one.
That was 2. That was Home Alone 2.
But you said you had 2.
So
there's Home Alone 2. What else?
What the hell was it? It was kind of got to be a tie between like what do you call it? Bart Simpson's game. There was one of them that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
There was one
I remember there being one at the laundromat near here.
Yeah, no, the Konami game, which was a really good one.
Where you like fight people on the street and shit?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And then there was one that was released on console. Sucked. I thought it was... No. Okay, so me and my brother begged for this game because we thought it was going to be the one that you played.
Game?
You thought it was going to be the arcade game. It wasn't. It was such a horrible game. It was like... you know how like it was like the arcade version was like a semi 3-dimensional platformer.
Uh-huh.
The original one was like just a side scroller.
Just jump over things.
Yeah, literally like a side scroller that you like. And it had so many flaws, so many flipping iterations that it just completely wiped the game out of all of its fun. There were like, and I can't knock it because there was a few levels that were really fun in it. Can't remember. I remember enjoying the game up until I got these levels, and I can't remember what the hell they were, but I remember hating a majority of the game and only loving a few of the levels.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because I can't remember the entire game, but that's how much I dislike the game, is that I like those few good moments that it had, I completely erased with all the bad that it had.
Sure.
It was a flying part. That's all I remember. That's literally all I remember, is that there was a flying part in the game that like after like if you got past the first, like it was like a Bart Simpson's dream world or some shit, and then you just get past a few of these weird stupid obstacles, and then you got to fly for like half a level, and that was it. And that was like part of the good part.
Yeah.
It was weird, like, but it was such a turn off. Really, really such a turn off. And I can't... there were so many other things. I think I have a third one, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do it, because I'm still thinking of mine.
Army Man 360. Or Army Man 64.
64.
Army
You didn't
Man
like
64.
that?
I didn't.
You didn't like that? I've actually played that one. Yes.
Army Man 64. I didn't like it at all. There were so many things out better at that time.
I thought it was interesting.
It was great for what it was, but it wasn't the best.
It was I remember that, like, not fondly, but I remember that, like,
the game itself, right?
In the back of my mind, it was just like very interesting. Like, you're like going through like because you're playing as these army men, the regular army men, like they have like little plastic feet and stuff.
Okay, so if you died, you came back as another army man.
Yeah.
And and you could kind of choose from like the fleet that you had still on the table, but like
they had two of those games. Did you know that?
The entire concept of the game was amazing. I just didn't like it because at the time that that game came out, there was also I was also playing Worms and Worms 2 and also Siphon Filter.
Worms?
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim?
No. No. Do you not remember Worms? Where it was literally just like a platformer where you just like shot like missiles into the air and you like destroyed part of the environment?
Nope.
You don't remember that? Oh,
no,
okay.
No, huh?
Have you never played that?
I probably have never played that.
Oh, okay. Well, that was one of the things. Worms was like this stupid little battle game where you like kind of destroyed. You had like two armies that were based against each other, and you like it was a turn-based battle.
Sure.
Where you literally just kind of like destroyed each other's.
I get the idea.
But that was one of my favorites. Army Man wasn't one of my favorites because probably because I was shitty at FPS games at that point. It was literally like it was literally probably like one of the, I don't know if it was one of the first FPS games, but like it was a third person shooter. but it was also really like super into it in that sense, and I wasn't good at it, and I didn't like it at the time because I sucked at it. I sucked at that style of gameplay at the time, and then I became really good at it later in life, but I remember hating it as a kid.
Yeah. When I first played Halo, I didn't like it because I wasn't good at it.
Really?
But I only didn't like it because I wasn't good at it, or as good as my older brother was, and his friends, you know.
Yeah, I get you.
But as the game, you know,
Yeah, nobody likes the things they lose at.
and then like Halo 2 came around and we were playing Xbox Live, like one of the first Xbox Live games. Halo 2 definitely like started. I was like, hey, yeah, like I replayed the Halo campaign, Halo 2, and so on and so forth, and I just became decent at FPS games.
You want to know? Here's something crazy about Halo 2. The first hour I've ever played Halo 2 online, which is literally like the week it came out, I threw down ridiculous numbers online. Like I literally like, so the first time I ever played online on Halo, I was playing on my friend's account, and he was like, "This is amazing. You got to try it. You're such a good player at Halo." And I was like, "I'm okay at it." But we ended up playing. Well, I ended up playing on this map, and I literally stood in the middle of the map with everybody trying to fight me, with all 20 people. We were playing an FFA, or just a free for all for everybody versus everybody, and I was literally standing in the middle of the map. And at the end of the game, I went 21-4 against the entire server, which was like 16 people. So the best person on that map was obviously me. Was 20, like my first game ever online was 17-4.
That's 17-4.
17-4, 17 kills, 4 deaths, and I literally.
That's a 4.25 KD ratio.
Yeah, roughly. I mean, I don't know, but
No, that's exactly 4.25.
okay. Well,
Jinne.
but my first game, that's what I did, and my friend was like, "You're amazing," and then 2 years later, we started recording online, and I only have like 2 games that I've ever recorded online, and I've gone super positive on both of those games. And it was crazy.
After this, I got to show you a clip on my Xbox of the game I played last night.
But okay. So this is like this is a little off subject, but like I don't know. I've only played like two or three tournament style games, and I've done decent in both of them. But
was one of them Smash Bros?
No, like no,
because
okay,
that's definitely a tournament style game.
Okay, no. What I mean is like actually like MLG.
Sure.
An MLG
Is Smash
game.
Bros not about part of MLG?
It is, but locally, like I've won tournaments locally, but I haven't done like actual MLG tournaments or AGL or any of the actual esports tournaments. I haven't done any of those, like the worldwide competition stuff.
Yeah,
I've never done any of those. I've done like I've won locally and I've won like regionally, but I haven't done like anything nationwide. That's great, but that was the amazing thing. Like the first time I went online, like the first probably like 20 hours online, I was always super dominant on Halo, which is one of those things that is considered one of the first online competitive things.
And it
really was. It was crazy because like, and I was like, I was super dominant on it. Like it wasn't because I was playing it a lot. It was because I was naturally good at it. Like my friend and my brother played it way more than I did, and I just dominated the damn thing.
No offense, are we still talking about worsts?
Yeah, we are. we are. But I like subtle brags, not even subtle. But yeah, it was I just thought it was great to mention. It was like is one of those things that I'm kind of proud of because I didn't realize I was such a good person at doing these things. And
yeah, and then it happened.
Yeah,
for sure. Hell yeah, bruh.
Hashtag subtle brag.
Not so subtle.
Not so subtle brag.
But it's hard for me to think about a bad game, like the worst game I've ever played. I played a lot of good games. And I can't say I've actually played a really bad game.
What about anything that was like startup PC?
Startup PC? I can think of a couple, but I don't remember their names. There was one that dealt with Jurassic Park, the third movie, and it was like a touch and go thing here and there, and like it wasn't great, but like I wouldn't call it bad. There were a few other games that I'd never finished on PC.
See, that's stuff you got to talk about. Most of the games that I talked about weren't. I never finished them because they were just bad.
I don't remember the names of them.
Yeah,
that's how much I don't remember their name. Like, I could care less about them. I'm not gonna be able to finish this.
No.
Okay. And I guess those are bad games, right? Like, those are bad games because I couldn't finish them.
No. Okay.
But you know, at the same time,
you know what's a weird thing that's even still prevalent nowadays is that there's I think it's Tomb Raider 2. There's literally a level you cannot pass in that game. And I remember this.
Is it the old boxy Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where she's like literally I mean, it was great playstyle, everything. But there was this stupid jump scene where you literally you had jump across a stupid little canyon. Literally, by the own game's physics, you cannot complete this jump. At all.
Huh.
So the game was dead just to this one jump. And they this is before the internet and since the internet wasn't around and you couldn't update this game, it was literally just a game that you bought that you couldn't pass.
Finish. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't you were and it was early on in the damn game, so much so that you if you went into the game and you bought it early and you were like, "Hey, cool, I'm gonna go through this Tomb Raider game." You couldn't. It's like it was such a dumb game at that point because you couldn't update the game, and you literally once you went through the game, you couldn't get past the jump scene.
Sure.
That's all.
You know, a lot of people talking shit about the Sonic games.
Yeah.
Like there was the original Sonic games, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and whatever thing.
Yeah.
But there were the PC versions of Sonic, Sonic Racing and everything.
Uh-huh.
I used to have 4 different versions, or 4 different iterations of Sonic in racing form on the PC, and I loved every single one of them. They had their glitches, sure, but I got to play as Knuckles, right? Am I right?
Dude, the Mega Man series too. Oh my god, fucking Mega Man. Oh, man. That was great, dude. He never said it, but you just imagined him saying it the entire time. It was great. It's such a great.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's dude, did you just do that?
Okay, we're gonna take another quick break, real quick. What are we on?
We did music. So, I think we're just coming back from the.
I didn't do music
from Time Stop. No, we did do music.
We did do music.
We did movie. No, yeah, we did music.
We're on games.
Yeah, we're on games.
We're on games.
No, we did games.
I didn't do a game.
You didn't?
No.
Oh shit.
I still don't have a game.
Goddamn. All right, everybody. So we're back. This was break time.
Obviously, we need break times, and as I explained at the beginning, we're things have been cut from the final version of these podcasts because we are drunk, and sometimes we say things that you know,
Swiftiness.
because
needs to take
of
control.
Swifty. And will you know what we say sometimes? No, not gonna happen. But
By the way, we're on a curfew right now, so we can't actually leave.
sure,
So,
yeah,
which is crazy.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Like,
Which is wild. I mean, like, can we even order stuff right now? Like,
we can actually.
That's weird.
Food is a priority,
food is so we can order that.
You can order
I mean,
that.
that might be a thing right now, but like whatever.
I got us. I got us Taco Bell.
No. That's good. I remember that.
I predicted this.
I remember that.
I predicted this.
I remember that, and I appreciate you doing that. But also,
There's about like 20 tacos in there, my guy.
No.
I got us a box.
No, what? I remember that. I appreciate it, and it's funny because I was like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this. But, like, I remember that being one of my thoughts, and I was like, dude, should we get like takeout pizzas and shit? But no.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh Jesus! I hope that was like so ASMR. Probably not.
Probably clipped the mic, but sure. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, probably did it.
Editor's gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Editor's gonna have to deal with it.
Editor has to deal with that. Just kidding.
Anyways, as I said, I don't have a worst video game, which is like, I played so many video games. You'd think that like I'd think one of them was the worst. You know, I played a lot of video games.
Okay, so I get a question for you.
Sure.
There is a story-based Zelda 2 game,
Okay.
literally voted one of the worst games ever.
Is that the one on the Game Boy?
No, that is a Super NES game.
Haven't played it.
Never played it? Oh god, I played it. It's horrible.
Not played it. Have not played it.
Okay, so it's literally one of the first iterations of a storytelling game where you literally just pick a story. It's like it's pick a story game, pretty much, where you literally just pick how, like, choose how the character goes along, and that's all you do. And the worst part of it is it's a Super NES game, and all you do is it's cheaply rendered graphics in a story.
Sure, makes sense.
So obviously a really bad game.
Like I have the worst games in mind, but like I can't name them because I don't remember the names. They're so bad.
What about Gauntlet? I remember
Gauntlet, the one with the wizards and the druids and shit.
Yeah,
that shit was dope. What are you talking about?
It was amazing.
That's not one of the worst games.
I remember. Like, no.
That's not playing. Why are you bringing up good games? Like about worse.
I just remember that game. A lot of people hating because it was like it had, well, not because it was a bad game, but because it had such a it had such a fundamental flaw in the idea, in the concept of the game, where you could literally like become a god at the end of the first run through of the game. So your first run through of the game, completely legit. Mm-hmm. You could your first run through of the game, if you did it to the point that you wanted to, and like that was the hardest version of the game, was the first run through of the game.
First run through, sure.
After that, if you knew how to set it up and knew how to play the game, you could run through every level and just become more and more of a god throughout the game. And that's what people hated about it, is that you could literally become a god.
I found my worst game.
Yeah,
it's actually a Dragon Ball Z game. I don't remember what it was called. It was on the Xbox.
Okay,
I remember that. It was not Budokai.
One of my first I gotta add this to one of the worst movies of all time. Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh my god, dude! I appreciate that they tried to bring it into the new world, like try to bring the realism to it, but Piccolo needs to be an alien. He really does. He can't just be some green dude on a ship. He can't. Oh, that entire story is based upon like so many out of the world things that you can't just bring that all down to. You can't scale that down to just earthly things. It was the tale is too epic to like scale it down. in my opinion.
Oh, I agree. You can't like it's the same thing. They did the same thing with Avatar that they tried to do with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, like you can't scale that down at all. There's literal, almost like I agree with.
That's what it's called. Sagas. Dragon Ball Z sagas. One of my least favorite games ever. The worst games I've ever played.
I've never played it.
It wasn't a very popular game.
Okay.
It came out after Budokai 1, Budokai 2.
What about the Battletoad series?
I think it was before Budokai 3. Where you could like fly around and everything.
Yeah.
But Sagas was, to me,
I remember that.
To me, it was portrayed as like a Zelda environment type of Dragon Ball Z game, but it wasn't. It was a level where you had to like go linear to this one point, and you were fighting things here and there, and it went up to Cell Sagas, and then ended, and then I just felt empty inside. It wasn't as good as like the Budokai games at all.
Yeah, didn't it lead up all the way up until the Cell games, and it just kind of dropped off?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't even do the Cell games. Like it was literally just a game that led to the Cell games, and then it never had
in the middle of the Cell games.
Really? It was the middle of the Cell games?
Well, the middle of the Cell Saga.
So what I remember is like this game sucked because it was like, oh yeah, it's just a prequel to the Cell games. It's like,
why?
And that's what I remember is like the Cell games are like such a big series in Dragon Ball Z. It's like why would you just lead up to the Cell Saga?
Yeah,
it's like why?
But yeah, it was Dragon Ball Z sagas.
Okay,
and up to that point in Dragon Ball Z, it like played through most of the sagas, including like when Vegeta came to Earth, when you went to Namek, Frieza Saga.
To be honest, who's your favorite character in Dragon Ball series?
Gohan was my favorite.
Was okay. So who is your favorite?
Currently, my favorite has to be Vegeta.
Same. Gotta be the same.
Back then, my older brother was like, Vegeta's my favorite character. I'm like, nah, dude, it's gotta be Gohan.
Dude.
But then when Gohan became a little bitch, I'm like, all right, Vegeta.
Okay. Okay, pre-Majin Buu series, who is your favorite character?
Gohan.
Okay, fair. I mean, it wasn't Goku.
It
wasn't Goku.
No, it wasn't Goku. I was a little kid.
Goku was amazing.
I was a kid, and seeing how much Gohan could like match up to the other adults.
Yeah.
His
progression was amazing.
Yeah, how he can match up to the other adults, even surpass most of the adults.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I want to do that. I was like, the inner me was like, because I was such a young kid when that happened. I was just like, fuck yeah, Gohan, you and me.
Yeah,
I gotta be you. and
then, this is us right now.
and then they like skip to the forward, and then Gohan's like, no offense, it's like Gohan pursuing education and all that shit. It's good on him.
No, Gohan's still perceived as one of like the best characters ever because literally he like the only reason he dropped off is because he chose a different path other than a warrior.
No, yeah, because at that time
like,
it was a time of peace,
to be honest, he's still considered one of like potentially one of the greatest fighters ever.
No, yeah, for sure, I agree. That's no doubt.
Super, I agree too.
That's no doubt, but like still, like he kind of got lazy.
Yeah, no expectation and like what do you call it? Actualization.
Like in the Majin Buu series, Vegeta was like, Gohan's not nearly as strong as he was when he fought Cell that one time.
Yeah. Dude, that the one thing that got me the most without the entire series is Vegeta's sacrifice. Vegeta's sacrifice was like the most thing. That's the thing that hit me the most within that entire series.
Was that during the Frieza saga, or
no,
are you talking about Cell Saga?
That's the Cell Saga. That's literally the Cell Saga. Like when he Vegeta makes his sacrifice,
where he starts throwing blasts at Cell while Gohan's doing his Kamehameha wave.
No. When he sacrificed himself to like try to destroy Buu.
Oh, we're talking about Majin Buu then.
That's the I guess that's
you said Cell Saga.
It's technically right after the Cell Saga. But yeah.
Motherfucker,
I mean,
please.
Like, those two sagas are, like, kind of interlaced. Which is really weird. No, they're not, actually.
No, they're not.
They're really not. Damn.
They're like years apart.
They
like
are.
years.
God damn. Yeah. I think in my mind, I just kind of, like, laced them, those two tournaments.
Yeah.
No, I laced those two tournaments together, and I was like, damn. Those were years apart.
So what I just said is not factual.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I get what you mean. The Majin Buu series where Vegeta sacrifices himself. Yeah.
Yeah. That was I mean, before the Jiraiya sacrifice. Oh God, that was the sacrifice.
You gotta bring up Jiraiya.
Like the fucking.
I feel like we're getting off base. I feel like we're getting off base of what we were talking about.
Like, God, like
my guy,
dude, Vegeta's sacrifice was like I hold that way above Jiraiya's sacrifice.
No, you can't say that.
I do.
You can't say that.
I mean, but that's like generational thing. It's like I hold that way higher esteem.
Sure.
Because it's a person who hated the people he was giving sacrifice to.
No, I understand your point entirely. Don't get me wrong. It's just Jiraiya hits me in a different spot.
Yeah.
Totally.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
It comes from a different angle. Gotcha.
But you know, by me talking about getting way off base is like we were talking about games.
Oh God. Yeah. Games though.
Dragon Ball Z Saga's least favorite game, worst game, in essence.
I remember hearing about it. I just don't remember playing it.
Don't play it.
God.
Okay.
Yeah,
and Dragon Ball Z, one like
the Dragon Ball series.
Dragon Ball series top 15 animes.
Yeah.
In my book.
Yeah, definitely.
But that game I did not like. Even as a kid, like I was so hyped for this game as a kid. I was just like, dude, like, because you played as Gohan a few of the times, you played as Goku, and you played as Piccolo. And, like,
you know what's a weird thing to me?
And you did like stories by them.
Yeah.
And it didn't turn out as well as you thought it would.
You know what's weird to me?
What's that?
I remember Mario Kart Racing.
Hell yeah, I remember Mario Kart Racing. 64?
And yeah, exactly. And this is a thing, this is probably a generational gap. A lot of people remember Diddy Kong Racing more than Mario Kart Racing. And I'm a little pissed off about that because that just might show my age. Because I respect Mario Kart Racing way more than Diddy Kong Racing. And Diddy Kong Racing was like literally like a thing that came like 10 years after the game came out.
You know what I like more than Diddy Kong and Mario Kart?
What's that?
Crash Team Racing.
Oh.
You ever play that?
Is that the Crash Bandicoot series?
Yeah.
Yeah. God. What's wrong with you?
Crash Team Racing was the best racing one out of them all.
You know what was the best out of all of them? Star Fox.
Shut the fuck up. No, dude. It was
Star Fox 64.
It was pod car racing. Star Wars.
The Naboo Racing.
Dude, have you played that though?
Naboo Racing,
64,
yeah.
That shit was that shit was dope. But we're getting off base again. These are not the worst. We're talking about the best.
Yeah, we're talking about things we enjoy, not the worst.
But yeah, I think that brings us to the end of the episode because we've gone over everything. Hey guys, so we are currently at our nightcap, which is the new ending call for our podcast called After Hours. In case you don't know what it's called.
Yeah, nightcap's
After
just
hours.
one of those things where obviously last drink of the night. But
we hope you enjoyed this podcast, and if you have, share it to your friends. We're just starting out and whatnot. But it's tonight. It's just me and Darren, and I feel like we've had a real heart-to-heart tonight on discussing our worsts, even though we've discussed a lot more than just our worsts. We hope you come away with knowing more about us.
Yeah. And it's also not like to say that, I mean, obviously not a lot of what we said is going to make it to the podcast, but just bear with us. We are obviously just starting out, to reiterate, but the idea is that we're trying to create things that we want to, that everybody's going to listen to. Hopefully that this is entertaining. It's interesting. We have our own general ideas. Hopefully you have some of the same or not some of the same. I mean, obviously.
No, we hope you have your own general ideas.
Yeah.
That you can kind of, intersect with ours.
Yeah. Hopefully we made some arguments that support or contrast what you are thinking yourself.
But yeah, again, it's just two of us, so not much could be said. But we still had quite a long podcast, longer than I think the second episode, this is the third, I think. Yeah.
And we're pretty swifty. It's crazy.
I'm pretty swifty. That scotch got to me, man. I poured us pretty big, tall drinks of that.
Yeah, dude, that was I don't know.
Delicious.
So, I think one of the things I kind of want to introduce is drink of the night.
Drink of the night.
Yeah, because we're usually drinking more than one thing at the end of the night, and
Sure, we could do drink of the night. I like drink of the night.
Dude, drink of the night is just
heck yeah,
one of the things. Like, because I wanted to bring it up a few other times.
If drink of the night was in the last podcast with Tillman, I would have said the espresso one. The espresso one, I fucking dug. Like that shit was so good.
And I think I don't know if this was the first podcast or the second podcast, but the Steve Austin IPA, killer. Great.
I think that was with Tillman.
Dude, that was
that was with Tillman.
That was great.
Yes, that was really good.
That was
the Steve.
It's good stuff. Good double IPA. I believe it was a double.
And
IPA.
that was the first time it was ordered into Arizona, actually.
Yeah, and first time it was ordered into Arizona. That's amazing.
Yeah, which is where we are currently, I guess.
Yeah.
Not that you need to know too much about that, but whatever. Again, this is the nightcap.
Yeah, Mountain Standard Time. Jesus. Because we're on a mountain.
Who needs motherfucking daylight? Why do you need to change your time? Just keep it one time. We're fine.
Yeah, farmers don't need it anymore. Stick to one time zone. Jesus Christ.
They get it. So, is me, Urian, signing off, and then there's also
me, Darren. I'm also signing off because pretty swifty right now.
Cool. We hope you guys are staying swifty. If you're not, we hope you're staying cool and having a blast. Anyways, good night and good morning, or whenever the day
you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, hopefully this gets you through the day or gets you through the end of the day, depending on which time.
Heck yeah. So we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Good night.